And how would you say art is such a, multifaceted arena? Tell me a little bit about what makes up the arts.
Well, it's a lot of things, and one of the most, I think, that there was a conference that was held at the Arts Center in Munster, where we're headquartered, back in October, that was put on by the Field Museum. It's called the Calumet Heritage Partnership, and it's an organization that has existed for some time. It's not just strictly arts, it's humanities and preservation, and and it's comprised of organizations that are also from Chicago, the east side of Chicago, the Pullman area in Chicago. So it's a bigger swath. It's a slightly different swath than we cover as a regional partner of the Indiana Arts Commission. And the question was asked, what defines the arts? What do you think is? People went around the room saying what. And one of the things that came up was this network of community theaters in Northwest Indiana. That's really quite extensive. Some of those theaters have been in business. The Marion Theater Guild dates back to the 1920s, and they originally performed in Slovak in the basement of a church. And I think that the community theaters are like kind of a very strong grassroots representation or reflection of Northwest Indiana, of the region, because those theaters were populated by just everyday people who wanted to get together. It was a social thing. They might have performed something that represented their culture, their ethnicity, or it might be something that they really had a gift for the theatrical. Like Chicago Street Theater performs or competes in the statewide community theater competitions and gets awards, and it's really, I think that so the network of community theaters, and for the last 20 years, we've had the Northwest Indiana Excellence in Theater Foundation, which is kind of like our Joseph Jefferson or Tony's, and they jury or judge, I don't know quite the right verb, each other's performances, and we have one professional theater group in Crown Point, or in Northwest Indiana, which is the Theater at the Center in Munster, where I work, and then we have some that are sort of sometimes part-time professional. Toll Theater in Hammond does occasionally pay its cast, and Dune Summer Theater also. So the theater stuff is, I think, really big. But then you have this long history of dunes painters. And, it's sort of prosaic and old-fashioned, the idea of painting in the dunes. But that's what brought artists here. Back in the late 19th century, early 20th century, it's what created all those little bungalows out in Miller and along the lakefront. And, it's that really kind of had a great deal to do with the Save the Dunes movement and the national park. So I think that's been a big part of the arts in our region. And then the fact that people want to play music. And so all of these things, though, to me, that's one of the things I love about the arts in Northwest Indiana, is that it's all these things started on the grassroots level because people wanted to paint, or they wanted to perform, they wanted to play music, or they wanted to perform in a play, or whatever it was, and they got together and they did it. Like Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney, let's put on a show, and they did it. And it wasn't that these were paid professionals at that time. There were no paid professionals in the arts back then.
There wasn't corporate money driving it.
No. And the first symphony concert, we have a little typewriter-written account of the financial statement for the very first concert, and there was a surplus of $18. I would kill for that $18 surplus. Let me tell you. Today our budget is $1 million plus, and I would die for that $18 surplus. I think that the people are much more aware today of the talent that's around here, and that it's worthy of their support, and they recognize that it's an important part of their lives.